today I'm so excited because I'm sitting down with somebody who embodies adventure, authenticity, and heart. Dylan Efron.
Oh, I love it. Thanks for having me.
And yeah, you know, you've seen him push the limits on the Traders. You're now like showing your charm with Dancing with the Stars. But I think the thing that I'm the most excited to talk to you about is really just how you share your stories of like through nature and grit and resilience, and you show your vulnerability. So welcome to the Morning After show.
I'm happy to be here.
With Sunny.
I'm bringing Bowie next time because I think they'd be friends.
Yeah. By the way, do you ever bring Bowie to rehearsals or
no,
the show?
so he's staying with his grandparents right now. But
Okay.
this is my first time being away from him, probably since Traders. We don't know how long we're gonna last. It could be a week, it could be a month.
Mm-hmm.
So like at least me, I was like, all right, I'll pack for like enough for like if I stay half the way. I was like, odds I make it the whole time are pretty slim, so I don't need that much. And I ran out of everything. I ran out of clothes. I
You did?
Yeah, I had nothing with me.
So you didn't think that you would go that far, or
I think I didn't want to set my expectations too high. Like,
Yeah.
of course, I wanted to win, but I knew there's a lot of luck involved. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. So I was like, the odds are 1 in 23 or whatever. So
Yeah.
I like set my expectations, so I'm happy regardless of how it happens.
So there's two things that I want to know. We're just going right into the Traders because that's how the conversation started. But one, did you play Mafia growing up as a kid?
Of course.
Okay, so I feel like I used to be so good at Mafia, and then I became a better human being, and now I can't lie. So like I'm horrible now. But like, was that part of your like lore to get on the show? You're like, I crush it. I know what I'm doing.
I like you know when you go on like group trips or whatever, like
Yeah.
Mafia is the first thing we would play ever since I was in like high school. Like
Yeah.
it was like we would go on these snow trips or whatever, and I would go to play Mafia. Like I loved it, but I was the same way. Like I remember I cheated once because I knew what I drew Mafia, and when I like we do it where you draw it out of a hat.
Yeah.
And I crinkled it up really hard, so I knew it was
You
Mafia.
knew which one it
so I'm
was.
looking around, and I
Yes.
felt it. I was like, oh, I don't want that. So
Wait, you don't like being Mafia? Oh, okay, that's really funny. So I have these friends. They're called the Bucket List Family.
Oh yeah.
I travel
No,
with them
they're
all the
awesome.
time. They're
Yeah.
so great. And I mean, we have seen divorces come from like the games that we've played. But no, Garrett and Jessica, Garrett specifically, you'd never want to play with him. He is so lethal. It's insane. But who knows? Maybe they'll get him on the show at some point.
My favorite, the best one in that game, like the best position to be at for me is like a faithful.
Yeah.
That's choosing between someone that's lying and someone that's telling the truth. Like when you can get yourself in that position, that's the best part.
Yeah.
Like that's why I play the game.
Well, between the Traders and then you doing Dancing with the Stars, you're kind of putting yourself in these like really vulnerable, exposed situations. So like, what was the draw to do both of these shows?
I think, okay, before the Traders, I'm living my dream. Like, it really is, like, I get to travel, I get to make adventure content, I get to learn all these new passions. So I could just have done this, and I'm so happy.
Yeah.
But there was part of me that was, like, wanting a challenge and wanting to do something out of my comfort zone, because at the end of the day, while I'm learning new skills like highlining, like that's uncomfortable, but it's still in my comfort zone. Mm-hmm. So stepping out of my comfort zone and doing things I told myself I could never do. Like growing up, I would just, it was always, I can't, like I'm never going to dance. I'm never going to sing. And like, even if there was a little part of me that always wanted to, it was like, I was too shy to ever do that. So I think this year was one where I just was like, you only have one life. Like, let's just see. Let's take a risk and like listen to what I preach on social media, which is to get out of your comfort zone. Let's actually do it.
What's the response been like from your family and like your friends? Are they surprised, or are they like, oh no, we expected you to be as good as you are?
They all can't believe I'm doing it still. They think it's hilarious, but they're so supportive too, because I think they see how much fun I'm having, and they would if you would have asked them 5 years ago, they would say I would never do that. But then seeing me do it, I think they get a kick out of it. How
did it all start for you?
I think it was Whitney on the show was saying like this was her childhood dream to be on Dancing with the Stars, and like I can't say that. For me it's really changed, and like I'm embracing change because again, I was shy, and I love the industry. I love storytelling, but like, I was like, oh, I can do that from behind the camera. Like, my goal was to be a producer. And then I like went and worked at Warner Brothers, saw producers and saw how like my boss and stuff and how much work he put into it. And then I started to be like, I don't want to be in a corporate office all day, and maybe I don't want to be a producer. Maybe I want to be a director. And then I started to like go down that path of directing like YouTube for my brother, and like, that was my outlet of storytelling. And then I went into writing, so that it was like I was always trying to find what that thing was that I could have that outlet of storytelling. And then I think social media was the pivot for me, where it was like, I'm doing all this planning and all this directing for this vision I want, but I can't execute it at the end of the day because I'm not on camera. So then it was like, all right, I'll try to get on camera. Super awkward, super shy.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Were you like cringe at first?
Yeah.
Or were you like, oh, actually, this is not bad?
No, I'm so muted. So like
wait,
not
what does muted mean?
Like I'm so me, and so like I'm very like low key and chill. So then it's like when you think of a performer, when you think of someone with stage presence, they're loud, they put on for the cameras. I was never that way, and it's hard for me to fake it. So I think when I first got on camera, it was like very real, but it was also not that exciting because it's like.
But do you think maybe that's why people gravitated? Because it was a different flavor of real? Maybe.
And I think that was my journey, is like at first, looking back at old content, it was a little too quiet. And I think that was because I was still getting comfortable on camera, getting comfortable with who I am and stuff like that, and sharing that with people. So then as this journey's grown, it's that confidence in that, like, I am enough. I have a personality. You can like my personality, you can dislike my personality, whatever it is, but I don't want to change my personality. Like, yeah, I want to put out who I am into the world, and that's a lesson I'm still learning. And like Dancing with the Stars is the perfect like way for me to keep growing in that way.
Well, I'm really inspired by you because I think I've been the opposite my whole life. I've been a performer, and I mean, look, it already took me like 3 questions to stop my host voice and and just drop in, you know? And I think I crave that so much in my life, and we're living in a time now where it's actually more engaging and real if you can show more of who you are in an intimate way. That it used to be, don't show who you are because you're going to be a character, you're going to do this. And now I think people are just craving that human connection so much. And so I'm inspired. And in fact, I'm like in this transitional place as well, where I'm trying to figure out what feels the most real and authentic for me. And I said to you the other day, I was like, I'm actually kind of an adrenaline junkie, and I want to go and try all these different things. What was the impetus behind that? Were you always adventurous, like with your family, with your dad? Like what drew you to
so
wanting to show that and share that with the world?
Definitely my dad started it all, like camping trips. Like my dad is a great outdoorsman, like Boy Scout kid. Like he was in the military, like he's like the jack of all trades. So we would always go camping, and that was just part of like what planted the seed. Then it was like fly fishing. My dad would force me to go fly fishing with him. And at the time, it was like, I just wanted to hang with my friends. I wanted to go to the movies. It was like, I didn't want to do that. And then I'm out in the river, like hyper focusing on catching a fish. And it was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like getting lost in nature. And then it was my high school friends. Like I always say, like, there wasn't much to do in the town I grew up in. It was pretty small at the time. And like, we would go to the movies, and like there would be fights in the parking lot, and they're like, we're hanging outside of a Walmart. And I feel like my friends and I would always just not do that, and we'd hop in a car and go like float a river, or go like rock climb, and go like explore. So then it was like, oh, I can take my friends fly fishing. I don't know how to do this. And it was just like we would always go on adventures, and that was when I was happiest. And then I guess turning that into content was, I was trying to go pro in triathlon. So my social media was all triathlon. my goal is to find a sponsor so I could keep doing this and maybe leave Warner Brothers to be a triathlete. And then I would post like my camping trip with my buddies, and that would get so much more engagement. It was more authentic to me. And then I was like, man, maybe I could do this full time. Like just go on adventures, like show that like anyone can do this. I'm not an expert rock climber. I'm not great at all this stuff, but I love it. And I think people can relate to that. So.
Well, I think it's like you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. And I think starting anything, it's a little unnerving because you're like, how are people going to receive it, especially in the public eye? But I think to your point, it's like, I think people are just craving living. And I think we're so used to being on our phones or performing, or like we have to earn money, we have to do certain things. So we're shifting who we are to fit into the box that allows us to survive instead of live. Yeah.
And I think to your point too, there's like, I don't know if you remember when social media was first starting, but like I was always on like the GoPro sites and stuff, and I'd see like pro surfers. Like watching a pro surfer surf is incredible. I could watch those videos all day, but it makes me not want to surf because I know when I go out there, I do not look like that, and I'm floundering around. Like I'm setting the bar so high. So I think to see someone go out there and fail, but like keep going, is actually more inspiring to people.
Which is what Dancing with the Stars is.
Yes.
And I said it, I think, to Lauren this last week. I was like, with all the other competitive shows that are out there, it's as an audience member, you're watching and you're like, oh, they have to be perfect for me to root for them. Whereas Dancing with the Stars, the more messy, the more you share your vulnerabilities or that you're working on something that you're not perfect, the more people want to root for you. What's your experience been like with just feedback from people?
Yeah, it's a weird balance because gosh, I don't even know where to start. You feel very vulnerable. Like the amount of times, like we have those dress rehearsals, we have the blocking, like the amount of times that we've messed up in those and then have to nail it the live day. Like it's crazy to think about.
Well, and Danny's no joke.
Yeah.
By the way, Danny is like, talk about the most incredible dancer.
Yes.
Hands down, one of my favorite dancers to watch. She's just brilliant. And she's an amazing coach.
Yeah.
And I watch her in between like dress rehearsal and the show, and you're still working. Yeah. She says you work so hard.
And I think that's where like our communication's so key, is because she is going to bring the best out of me. But she also is learning that like I'm incredibly hard on myself. Like I want to bring the best out of me. So it's a weird balance of like I know I'm messing up. She wants to tell me that I'm messing up, but then like, she wants
to encourage you, not continue your perpetual like disdain of yourself.
Yeah, so she loves it because she's like, Dylan, I haven't had a partner like you that's like that wants this so badly and is actually trying to improve. So she's like, she has to change her coaching style too, because most of the time she has to just like get on her people to focus, and like. I'm the opposite. I want to do my best out there.
So wait, take us through the process of your head then, because I'm curious. When the show is done, you have not even a week. You have 4 days until basically you're on camera, or on set camera blocking. What is your process and what is your mindset? Are you constantly thinking about it? Are you trying to take a break? Are you... Like, what's your routine throughout this whole week?
I'm immediately on to the next dance. Like, as soon as we finish, I'm like...
It's like deleted out of my brain forever, the first one that I just did.
I'm immediately on to the next dance because it's a completely new style. And, like, I like, lean into this stuff. I love learning new things. So, like... I'm watching like Blackpool of like Foxtrot.
Are you really?
Yeah, I really am. Like,
oh my gosh!
I like love watching the pros do it, and I like see what I'm supposed to do, and then I'm like, wow, I look like that. It's like that.
For everybody not knowing what Blackpool is like the armpit of the world. I love you, Blackpool. I've been going forever, but it is where the biggest competition for ballroom dancing is held, and it is truly. I mean, the most competitive with the slick back hair,
it's so cool.
The hips, the fake tan.
They're all dancing at once.
Like, oh, yeah.
And you learn things that way. Like everyone talks about frame and how it's like your arms are out there. But that like the origin was like you're dancing on a floor with a bunch of other people
Trying not to get hit.
Yeah, trying not to get hit. So the guy's got to protect like their partner, and it like that stuff's really cool, and that makes sense to me. I'm like, oh, okay, like I need to make sure I like am protecting out there and have my big frame, and it makes sense when I watch it.
It's kind of interesting. I wonder if, as a mindset shift, instead of thinking of it as a performance and a competition, you're thinking of it more as like a skill and a game.
Yes,
because
100%.
Because to your point, when you're on a floor with a bunch of people, which you're not on Dancing with the Stars until later on, it's more skill and navigating and spatial awareness and protecting, and all the while it's just you two on the dance floor, you know? Whereas Dancing with the Stars is a little bit more outward projection and performing. So I don't know. I wonder if the like mindset shift. That was just my own internal dialogue. I don't even know what I'm thinking. That was just like, I want to go home and think about that.
No, it is like I think the press loves to ask us like who's our biggest competition and make it a competition show when like everyone's gonna say this. The competition's with ourselves, and like I'm really trying to become a dancer. And
so what's your biggest insecurity then? If you could point out like this is the thing that I still feel like I can't get.
Oh, there's so much still. For me, it's like I just want to. Every week I've gone out there and like hit a goal. Like my first week, I really just wanted to go out and be on stage and like be worthy of a performance. I've never performed in my life. I've never been on stage with everyone looking at me before. So like, I wanted to go out there and just like perform. I said it felt like a talent show, and I have zero talent. So like, I like hit that goal. I went out there and like just was goofy and myself, and like, and I was proud of that. Week 2, I progressed a little and I got better at the hip movement. And then like my goal week 3 was a whole new style, and I wanted to be in frame and like I could show a different side of me. So it's like every week I'm just trying to make a small goal for myself and improve.
Yeah.
And so far it's been working.
Well, speaking of like all the different weeks, I feel like the support that you have, you keep your life really private, which is really beautiful, and I admire that too. And yet you had your little sister, and what was the inspiration behind that?
Oh my gosh. Like so my little sisters come to every week, which makes me so happy. But like week 1, there was a moment, of course, I'm so nervous. I've never done this before. And I see my little sister in the stands, and it's like, I could just put myself in her shoes, seeing her big brother out there. And like, I was like, oh, I need to like be that big brother. I need to like show her what like be an inspiration and like not be shy. Because like, when I see my sister, I see someone that's so talented. She sings, she's already knows the piano. She's just so naturally gifted. I wasn't that way, but like, I think for me growing up, like I said earlier, it was always like, I can never sing, I can never dance, and I was too shy to ever try. I don't want Olivia to do that. I want her to think that she can dance, she can sing. And it really is important to me. So I think this whole experience and like, seeing her, when I first mentioned would she dance with me, she was like, no, like I'm not going out there. Like, and then she went to the first dance and was like, I think if the opportunity came, I might be able to. And I can see her already gaining that confidence that I didn't have at her age. Because as a kid, it was more like I was staying in my lane. So I was doing the things I excelled at. So like for me, that was sports. Like when it came to sports, I thought I was the best soccer player. I like whatever it was, any sport I could pick up quick and I could win at. And that was my lane. That was my comfort zone. So it was like, dancing, no way. Like I'm never gonna dance, but put a ball in my hands and I'm gonna win. So it was very much like I just went to what I was comfortable in. And then this, like, I'm now later in life, I'm learning how much fun the things that I'm not comfortable in are. And I just wish I would have been more open as a kid to like try these things that were uncomfortable, because that has been the biggest growth in my life.
And is that what you want other people to experience too then?
Totally. I think it's just being open, like being like, there were things that I wanted to do that I just didn't do because I was like my friends would have thought it was dumb. Like there's no chance I would have done dance in school or plays or anything like that. Like my friends would never let me live that down. And like I remember thinking like, wow, my brother was so cool when he did plays. How come plays aren't cool now? Like it was like such a thing like that. But then like that didn't matter. It's such a small thing. Like if I wanted to be in a play, I should have just done it. Like it's like
yeah, but sometimes you don't figure out that or that's not what you're wanting to do. As you said, like you knew your lane and stuff, but you're never too late to start.
Totally.
And so what is this experience with kind of with the Traders, with Dance with the Stars? It's catapulted a new audience of people watching you than maybe they were on your social media. Like what is that doing for your brain and your passion? Like what's next for you?
I think that the simplest answer is I don't feel like that much has changed, but within me, I'm feeling more confident in what I do. So like, I remember that when I first showed up to set on Traders, I was just like, oh my gosh, like I don't belong here. Like these, like Boston Rob, like these people I've watched on TV that are such huge personalities. I'm like, how am I like off the couch in Manhattan off the couch? Like, why am I here? And so I think there is that little bit of imposter syndrome. And I still feel that on Dancing with the Stars. So I think it's just getting confidence. It's giving me more confidence to just keep going, keep telling stories and keep being myself.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to try?
Oh.
In your life? It could be anything. I'm like putting a list together of things I want to try, so I need some inspiration.
Danny thinks I'm a closet singer.
Oh, really?
She's heard me mumbling. She's like, "Can you sing too?" I was like, "No."
I mean, it's gotta run in the family. Come on, even if you're not like great, you've got to be able to have like at least some sort of pitch.
I'm not going on Masked Singer, so don't don't even ask.
That's really funny. My whole family, I mean, we all dance and sing and act, and we're all one-upping each other constantly. And similar to you, like we grew up in a, very active outdoors family. And so it's just funny to be in a room. It like the only volume is loud, louder, and loudest. Is that how it is in your family too?
No,
no,
not at all. Like, because again, I think Zach was the performer, so it was like.
He had that lane.
He had that lane. I was in the back shooting hoops. Like I was just, I don't think it was that way. We're not that loud of a family. When
you guys did your show together, was that like a fun bonding experience then? Because you guys have been so different in your careers.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's like I guess a lot of that reason I want to be that big brother for Olivia too is Zach's taking care of me my whole life. Mm-hmm. Like when I first moved to LA. Like again, putting myself in his position. He's the height of his career. His little brother graduates college and was like, "Can I move in?" Like, and I'm sleeping on the air mattress of his floor and like Hollywood, and I'm like, now I'm 33. Like, would I take in Olivia to sleep on my couch, like in my house with my whole life going on? It's like those decisions that Zach has made to like support me throughout his life is crazy. Like he's been such a good brother to me.
That's awesome. I feel like having that support and gratitude in your life will obviously carry you so far. And I think that, like, again, we live in a world where we can be so disconnected from what really matters. And thanks for sharing that with me. That's such a sweet visual as well, especially two brothers. For some reason, maybe it's because I'm really close with my brother. It's like, oh, brother, sister. You would imagine the brother nurturing the sister, but like for a brother to nurture a brother, like that's really powerful.
It is, no, and like again, we grew up so different. Like we were he was 4.5 years older than me, but we were opposite ends of the spectrum. Mm-hmm. Like, so then for us to be able to travel the world and like share our passions of travel and adventure together as we got older, it was like it was everything to me.
Yeah, that's priceless. You can't fabricate that or create that, but you did, but it was all real and connected. Yeah. That's awesome. All right, so you're in this season. You've got Daniela. What if you could pick any dance to redo or do over?
Ooh.
Do you think it would be that milkshake one? Do you think Boston Rob would come and do that with you?
I think you might.
Because he was there the first week, right?
Yeah, he lives in Florida, but he's planning on coming back either next week or soon.
So, I love it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think Cha Cha would be a fun one to redo, just because that was one where in practice I felt like I was getting it. Like the New Yorkers were strong.
Yeah, they really were. And
I felt like I was improving, and then it was the stage, and then you watch my New Yorkers on the stage, and it's like, so it wasn't quite what I thought I did in practice. So I think Cha Cha would be a fun one to redo.
Yeah, I was very envious of your milkshake booty pop when you did that, and I was wondering if I could have the honor of doing that
right now.
Yeah.
Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah, okay.
Take the shoes off for this. Gosh, it's been a couple of weeks. Okay. So it was definitely the hands on the left, and then it's all about the knee.
The knee,
boom,
the hip.
boom, boom.
I think you have more commitment than I do on that. Wait, and then the cha-cha.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember I saw you. You're like, this arm already.
The amount of times we had to do this, and then like how. Like the one I did on the show, I just was not that proud of.
I love that, like Daniela obviously is an amazing coach. She like opened your arm up like this.
And then it was like a whole check. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wait, this is so fun. I don't get to dance that often.
I definitely want a redemption on a New Yorker.
Okay, well, redemption dance coming up. I'm pretty sure we just put it out there. Judges, pick the cha-cha for Dylan.
No, maybe don't.
Maybe don't?
Yeah, pick Foxtrot.
Foxtrot was so great.
Yeah, so pick that one.
Gosh. Okay. When do you feel the most you?
I think it's when I take those trips. Like, you know when you take a trip and like you're a little uncomfortable. Like, let's say you're like it doesn't have to be camping. It could literally be you're in a cabin or somewhere where you're a little disconnected, and you feel like antsy for like 2-3 days or something like that, and you're like on your phone or a little bored, but then like you wake up, it's like 3 nights into a trip, and then it's like you get used to it, if that makes sense. So like I've had so many moments where I'm camping and I just feel uncomfortable for 2-3 days. It's like my body's getting rid of the city life, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I've got this new routine. I'm waking up at sunrise, I'm somewhere new, and I like it's a simpler life. It's like there's no distractions. I've got like my dog, my van, my coffee, whatever it is, and there's a new routine. Like that is one of the best feelings in the world.
Ugh, that feels like I'm like tapping into it right now. Like, that uncomfortable moment though, when you're sitting in that awkward space where you're either bored or you're antsy, and you're like, I need to distract myself because maybe some feelings or emotions might come up that people don't want to feel. Was that something that you had to like learn, or you're naturally pretty good at like
I think
tuning in?
It still happens every trip. It's like I'll like I know I love those trips, and then I go somewhere and I'm like, oh, there's mosquitoes, there's like my lips are chapped and I'm like super uncomfortable and antsy, and then there's always a moment where it just changes, and I think that's like that's the thing that I love showing people in nature is like if you go on these trips, it's like there's a moment that everything switches, and you start like seeing the stars at night, and it's just like everything kind of, I don't know, our humans just adapt really quickly, and we adapt to our city life, and we can adapt to a simple life. And I think those moments where I'm either highlining or on a trip doing some sort of quest, like I love like setting a quest, like we're gonna go swim with sharks, we're gonna go see manta rays, but then like along the way you start to adapt into this simple life like that. That's when I feel my most self. Yeah,
I love that so much, and I crave that.
Yes.
Personally. Do you travel by yourself or with people, and is there a difference?
Normally with people. I do travel alone, but that's harder. That is like, that's very solitude.
Yeah.
And I've had some beautiful trips where it's like I'll be solo for a little bit, and then I'll stop in a different state and say hi to some friends, and like that makes it so much more special because you just had that solitude. You're like, all right, like I think I like people. Like I need to see some friends.
Yeah.
So then you see them, and it's so much more special. It's like
when
you see the same friends every day, it's like you're gonna see them the rest of your life, and it's like you can take it for granted. But when you're solo and you see your friend for the first time, it's like, oh, let's hang, like let's be present.
Yeah. I have a question. Have you ever taken your Enneagram test?
No, or wait, maybe.
Your Enneagram, it's like 1 through 9. It's a personality
I'm a 7?
test. I knew you were a 7. I knew you were. I'm a 7.
I love how I just said no too. I'm like, Enneagram, no.
I knew you were a 7. 7 is like that, like enthusiast where you're just like constantly on the move and like curiosity and play and wonderment,
and
like
you
a
have
kid.
A minor too. I'm a minor 3 or something.
Okay, so
Does
the
that make
achiever.
sense? Is that what it
Okay,
is?
I'm a wing 8, which is like the challenger. So yeah, but
you know this.
Oh, I
yeah.
do. I'm so interested in that, and like I don't know. I think because there's so much with like travel and experiences in nature. I think it's so healing as well, and I think that I am tending to gravitate it towards more of it because I didn't really get to experience it as a kid. So is there any sense of reconnection or healing that you feel, or spirituality that's connected to it, or it's more just like the physical aspect of being in nature?
I think it's just the diversity for me, because like at the end of the day, we're living in LA. We're in the scene of everything. Like if we want to go to a Lakers game, we can do it. If we want to go to Coachella, we have access to everything.
Yeah.
And I think it's when that starts feeling normal, that's not good. Like we need to be thankful that we can do that stuff. And then when you go out and test yourself in new ways, it makes living here that much better. So it's weird. I would be super unhappy if I was living in Joshua Tree with like year round.
Yes.
But the fact that I can go there for a week 5 times a year and kind of have that duality of like, wow, I'm living in the city, but I can also still go spend a week in Joshua Tree and not see anyone. Like I think that's what makes me happiest, is just being able to live somehow live in both worlds.
Yeah, I love that. That duality is so important. Okay, we're going to do a couple fun questions. What is something that Bob the Drag Queen taught you about confidence, humor, or just being unapologetically yourself?
I think but Bob the Drag Queen is one of the most talented people I've ever seen. And I think when that episode aired, people were like, oh, he was mean to me. And I'm like, I laughed at that because I was like, no, you want to see Bob the Drag Queen destroy someone? He's so smart. So like, even though what he said was harsh and was good TV, like he was taking it easy on me. Like he liked me at the end of the day and didn't want to hurt me or attack me personally. So like, I think from him, it was the moment right after that round table, he came up to me and kind of was like, he's still performing, he's still a traitor, but he was just like, hey, like, I can't believe you stood up to me. And like, at least like, that was pretty, like, that was cool. It. Yeah. Cause like, again, at that point, I've never been on TV before. I was like, my goal when I went on that show is I was like, I'm not going to say a word at the round table. And then everyone started teaming up on Wells and I was like, hey, like, don't say that. Yeah. So like, I was living it in real life. Like I had my strategy, but then I couldn't see people like attack my friends. So it was like, myself naturally spilled out. And then when Bob the Drag Queen was like, props for going up against me, that took some balls. Like that was really nice. So I think if anything, he just taught me to like, don't be afraid, use my voice. And like, again, yeah, I don't know. I respect him.
I love it. Has Boston Rob given you any survival tips for real life, or are you teaching him now?
Boston Rob is, so we've been filming a show together too. So
really?
We've been hanging out a ton, and he, like, everyone that said, like, so many people are like, what's he like in real life? He is exactly the person you see on TV, except he's not trying to murder you or like get you out of the island. Like he is such a good guy and so authentic. Like the way he talks to his 4 girls, like everything is just, he's incredible. Every week he checks in with me for Dancing with the Stars. Gives me like, I remember I was week 2. He was like, Dylan, like, remember, the performance isn't over when you stop dancing. He's like, you need to perform even after that. He's like, throw a fist pump. And I remember it was like the day of, he's like, don't forget the fist pump. And I was like, I haven't done it in rehearsals. I haven't done it once in training. And I was like, should I just do this fist pump for Boston Rob? And I like the end of the show.
Stop it! That was where it came from?
That was all Boston Rob.
Well done, Boston Rob. Well done. By the way, great note, because it's true. It's like, I always say the dance is one element, but then it's when you're sitting there watching the judges' comments and the feedback and your face is on camera, and then you come up and you talk to me, and then like, how are you reacting to the score? Like, everything is being watched, and those little moments are when people are like really watching.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah, and I was joking. They you know when the dance is over and they hand you the microphone.
Yeah.
I think in the first day, like we did the blocking and stuff, and they handed it to me. I thought it was just like a prop.
Yeah.
I had no idea I was supposed to actually talk into that when they're giving it. Like, I didn't know I was supposed to talk during the judges thing. So I'm like mumbling like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But like, if you've watched, I've never held that microphone. I thought when I was talking to you, that was my first time I was supposed to talk.
Yeah.
so like, yeah, I don't know.
Or
I'm
you
still
could just
learning.
grab the mic like Laurie did the other night. Did you see that? That was epic and so funny. In fact, if you look closely, I literally was so shocked. I went, and I like tried to catch eyes with Alfonso. It was so funny. Anyway, she's great. We love Elia, but that was just really funny.
That's me with a microphone. I'm like, literally, they handed it to me. I was just like, I don't know what to do with this.
Okay, so if there was a Dancing with the Stars Traders like edition, who on Dancing with the Stars do you think would do really well?
Oh, well, the one I've thought most about is I really want Pasha to. He hasn't watched the show yet, but I think he would be so good because he's like Danny calls him Buddha. Like, he is so zen.
Yeah.
But I also think he's like a gamer, and he could be a trader while being that Buddha. And I think he would be incredible on the show.
I think you nailed it.
Yeah.
I think Pasha is zen, Buddha, beautiful, but also there's got to be something underneath there to be that competitive. Yeah.
Like, when it's a dance, he turns that expression on. So like, I think he would crush it.
That is unexpected, and I'm here for it. That felt really good. Okay, last question. Have you ever thought of trying something in the psychedelic, retreat, mushrooms, ayahuasca, anything like that?
I've thought about it. Ayahuasca for me is scary because this is going to sound so dumb. I've never said this out loud, but like, I feel like ayahuasca's, if you're unhappy with something and you want to make a major change in your life, this is so dumb. I can't believe I'm saying it, but like, I'm afraid that like I am really happy. Like I genuinely am happy, and I like love my life. That I'd be afraid of taking ayahuasca and something changing, because like maybe it would change for the better, but maybe it would change for the worse. And I really am happy with my life. Yeah. So I think that's what steered me away from ayahuasca.
Yeah.
But I do love, the amount of supplements I take and everything. Yeah. I'm super into like harnessing our full power, and so I'm open to it. But
yeah, ayahuasca is no joke.
Trust me, I've asked 1,000 questions because I'm so curious, and like, I've heard people have incredible stories.
Great, and then, some not.
Yeah, terrible. And then the same person have two different...
yeah.
And a lot of snakes involved. I'm just like, I don't know.
A lot of snakes. Are you not a snake person?
Well, not when they're trying to choke me like some of the stories I've heard.
Oh, no.
And the idea of everybody throwing up. I'm like...
I know, that's so dark. Well, now we have Robert as our friend, so maybe we'll just bring him in. That'll be something we all try, and then Robert will be like...
If
totally
Robert
there.
does ayahuasca with me, sign me up. I'll do it.
Well, you just shared some info with me, so I'll share a little bit with you. I actually am going to be starting something as well, all about learning and trying new things. Good. And for me, going on a bit of a self-discovery journey, because I've always been the performer and not the just beer. Yeah. You know?
Well, you freedive a little bit, right?
I do. Freedive. I'm going to Tonga to swim with the whales next week.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I was like, if you weren't doing the show, I'd be like, you should come with us.
That's incredible.
But yeah, so many different things. Big, small.
You should definitely do a full freedive, I'm sure you've already done it, but the freediving course and stuff. But if you film
my niece is a freediver in Oahu.
Yeah, because I think you can inspire a lot of people out to try it, because I think it's, like, you know better than most, it's a whole nother world down underwater. And when you take that, you can take a 2-day class, a 1-day class. It'll change your life.
I'm literally buzzing right now because most people say I don't like the water. It scares me. I was like, that's because you're on the surface and you're afraid of what's under you.
Exactly.
The minute you submerge and you can just be, it's not that scary.
And it's like we're naturally, what's it called, amphibious? Like our bodies know how to be underwater, and like it self-adapts. And
there's this cool natural high that you get too when you learn how to hold your breath in a certain way, where you literally feel like you can sustain your breath forever, and it changes the chemistry in your brain, and you feel high. It feels great.
It's awesome. I remember when I first, because I grew up spearfishing, but I did everything wrong. So I knew how to equalize my ears, but like I still panicked underwater. I still I wasn't taking proper breathe up. So I think my longest I had been underwater was about 2 minutes.
Okay.
And then I did the freediving class it was one day.
Where did you do yours?
In Malta.
Okay.
And it was a one-day thing. Just I didn't even think I needed it. I was just like, whatever. But I sat with this guy. We learned diaphragm breathing, all this stuff.
Yeah.
That day I held my breath for 3.5 minutes underwater.
It's amazing.
And I was just like, what the heck? That was almost double the time. So
well, and also there's so many different reasons to do it. Obviously, so you can go underwater and hold your breath, but also just to learn how to breathe.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that does so much for us. Yeah, we are such short breath holders and takers.
I'm excited for
Wait,
that trip.
okay, so I'm going to have to
photos.
pick your brain a little bit on your favorite things that you've done, because I'm super pumped. I'm so excited. This is probably the most excited I've been about something, because it doesn't feel like it's for anybody else.
Yeah.
And yet, hopefully, it will inspire other people.
Yeah, it will.
Like what you're doing.
It will.
So,
I'm excited for you.
Yeah. Well, thank you for honestly taking time out of your day, especially when you guys are working your butt off and putting so much energy into it. It means a lot.
No, it's fun. It's like these podcasts are almost like a journal for me to remember what's going on, because it's hard to believe at times.
Yeah. Okay, one word. No, that's too hard. 3 words to describe your experience on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, is it 3-word sentence or 3 different
Whatever
words?
You want. Whatever you want.
It's this isn't going to be 3 words, but I'll just sum it up as quick as I can. But it's just growth is a big one for me, because it really does feel like I'm growing as a dancer, but I'm also growing as a human, really trying to, again, with the focus and trying to do my best, I'm showing myself what I'm capable of, and then also just conquering those fears of performance, of things that are uncomfortable. So growth is the biggest one right now for me, I'd say.
That's amazing. I think that's what the show is about. It's a transformation show, masked in rhinestones and fringe.
Yeah, I may have kept my rhinestone belt. It may have disappeared from wardrobe.
Oh my gosh! Please frame that forever and always. Okay, well, thank you so much. Go get back to dancing,
I will.
And
Thank you.
I'll see you in the skybox.